All right, so for activity 10, we have this tool called Smart Duplicate. And you can make objects like this guy here, this kind of cool bracelet looking thing. Basically, you take one shape and you change the angle a little bit, and then you can duplicate bunches of them just by clicking the same button over and over again rather than having to redraw or copy and then move each one of these pieces and place it precisely, which would take pretty much forever. So here, let me start create a new design. All right, and I guess I will do it with, I'll do it with the tube instead of the torus. So I'm going to grab this guy and bring him over here. And I'll make the wall thickness a little thicker. There we go. There. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, first thing I want to do is stand this thing up on its side. We should all know how to do that. Type in 90 in here. And now it's up there, but it's partially below my work plane. I'm going to use this thing, kind of looks like a birthday party hat, and pull it up until it says 0. That way I know it's perfectly on the thing there. All right. And I'll start somewhere near the middle to do this. Now, the whole thing is selected. You can, these white boxes here, by the way, are called handles. And so when those handles are there, that's a super important trick as far as making this actually work. Okay. So I'm going to use the Control key and the D key. And that's Smart Duplicate. It's a little different than copying over here, duplicate and repeat. Oh, I guess that is the same thing, Control D. All right, well, anyway, so what I just did was I made a copy of this guy, and it's exactly the same size, and it's in exactly the same place. You can't see it yet because it's like superimposed or right on top of this piece here. If I click and drag, you can see, oh, look at that. There's a second, what do we call that? Tube there, okay? So now it's like that. It's in a straight line. What I want to do is take this second tube. By the way, you see how it's still got the handles on it? It's still selected. Super important, as I mentioned. Okay, so let's go here, and I'm going to change this by 30 degrees. And do you see how it turned like that? Okay, I've got a bit of an angle instead of being straight across. Now, I might have to move this guy. This is where it gets really tricky. I got to make sure I don't change the size or shape of it. If I just grab it and pull it forward a little bit until, yeah, see, that's pretty nice. I like the way that lines up where the two join here and there. All right, and since it's still selected, still has those handles, I'm going to press the Control D key, and another, and another, and another, and it keeps on going 30 degrees. By the way, 360 divided by 30 is, I think, 12. And so there's 12 little rings there in my bracelet. The whole key to this is that when you make that first copy, that it always stays with these handles around it. In other words, it has to stay selected. If you click out of it once, this will not work. And it's very frustrating. It took me a long time, and I actually had some students help me figure this out. All right. So now that I've got my ring of things, and by the way, you could do it with any one of these shapes. You could do it with the heart, you do it with the parabola or the star. You can make some really interesting designs here. All right. But so far that has worked. What I'm going to do is draw a box around all of this. And then over here, I'm going to group it so it becomes one piece. And then I can change the size of it. Now remember that before this was in millimeters, and you know I don't like millimeters. I'm going to edit my grid and change it to inches, because I know about how big a bracelet should be in inches. 2.6, it might be a little small if I click there and I make it 3, and then make this one 3. Now I've got a 3-inch diameter, I guess the outside diameter of the bracelet. I don't know how the inside bracelet diameter is. And let's see, it's about 0.87. Let's make that 1, just because it's a nice even number. All right. And there's my Smart Duplicate bracelet. So you should be able to do it yourself. I'll remember to name it Mr. Bracelet 2. And this whole Smart Duplicate tool is something that you can use any one of these shapes on, The trick is changing that angle by 30 degrees so that you get it to go all the way around in a circle. Okay? Good luck.